What's going on, everybody? Frost again with some more little tidbits having to do with the whole December update. A lot of rumors going around about what's going on. Several people are saying there's going to be 3 different parts of the December update. But so from what I've been researching, being able to figure out, now everybody knows that there was the huge update, which at first glance doesn't look all that huge. At first glance, it just looks like it's supposed to be just a couple of minor fixes. But now, as we all know, the coding for many more Pokemon, legendaries, Ditto, shiny Pokemon, and pretty much so much more, the groundwork and structure has now been laid for it inside the game so that future updates aren't the size of Alaska. That's basically the idea of it. A lot of companies do it. They'll put out these what look like minor updates, but for whatever reason you can't figure out why the file size is so long or so large. That's why. Basically what they do is they lay the groundwork beforehand. It's kind of like going on an expedition and having your supplies delivered ahead of time. You don't really have to wait for it, and it makes everything a lot easier. This one guy out there he does a lot of the analysis having to do with Pokemon Go, PokeVS. He has been looking inside of all the code. He's the one who does a lot of the checking of the APK to see what's inside, data mining, and so on. So pretty much what we've been able to find out is the December update is a very, very large update. They're stating that it, as we already know, a lot of things we already do know, or at least have speculated to the point where it's almost inevitable with all the little tidbits of information we constantly get. There's going to be the legendary Pokemon. There's going to be 100 new Pokemon, which is the Generation 2, which is going to be a completely separate Pokédex. It's not going to be the same one. I don't know which way I'm kind of okay with that on, but apparently it's going to be a completely separate Pokédex. Why the hell we don't have it all in one? Because it's all sequential numbers anyway. A little bit kind of weird from my understanding, but hey, babe, who knows? Also, we're going to be seeing a whole lot more having to do with the whole trading aspect. Exactly how that's going to work, as I've stated in prior videos. My understanding of it is kind of like an escrow system for anybody out there who doesn't understand what that is. It's basically like you take your Pokemon, you put it into, let's say, a bank. A completely separate bank. And then before the other person can take that Pokemon, they have to put the one that they're trading and agreed upon into that bank, and then the system itself switches them. Okay, that's my understanding of how exactly it's going to work, and honestly, it's the safest way. So that way people aren't going to. Oh well, but here's the other thing. I don't know if there's a distance situation. That's one thing that nobody has said anything about. Like, do you have to be right with the person, or can I trade with some of our viewers? That'd be pretty cool. You think about it. I have a lot of Pokemon, and some of you might have ones that I need or want with certain movesets. If I could trade with my viewers, I think that'd be great. I think that'd be a lot of fun. Also having to do with the PvP system. Now, do you have to be within at the same gym as the person, or can I battle somebody from Alaska? I really don't know. They haven't really come up with that many details of it. Everything's supposed to be surprise, but in this day and age, you know how it goes. A little bit of this, a little bit of that, everybody kind of puts together. Everybody's a Sherlock Holmes these days. We end up putting things together before they even happen. I remember way back in the day, in the 80s, the only information you ever had about any video game ever coming out was Nintendo Power. All right, I know I might be showing my age with that, but yeah, Nintendo Power. You had no idea. Mario Brothers 2, Mario Brothers 3, Zelda, all those different games. You had no idea when they were coming out until Nintendo Power came out and said of games, and got very, very excited. Now with all the news articles, and it amazes me when I go and I look and I see a massive national magazine like Forbes that usually is talking about finances and big business, having a huge articles about Pokemon Go. And I love reading it because the people who over there, honestly, at Forbes, who have been doing these articles are really playing the game. It's not just some fluff piece. They're really playing the game. And they're seeing the problems, and they've come to a lot of the same conclusions most other people have. One is, the major one is that we need more content. We devour this stuff. In this day and age, gamers of all ages, all sizes, all consoles, it doesn't matter what it is, from phones all the way up to supercomputers, we devour content. It's just what we do. It's not like the old days where, a game could last hundreds upon hundreds of hours because we play little bits at a time. No, we devour content. We need information. It drives us. If we don't have it, we get bored very, very quickly. A human's attention span has changed over the last decade compared to 30, 40, 50 years before that. People were content with watching TV shows and having commercials. Now it's like, nope, just DVR it, can't watch the commercial, Netflix, Hulu, Amazon Prime, blah, blah, blah. So things have really, really changed, but that's good in a lot of ways too, because it's causing a lot of these companies to come up with more and more, content. And that's what they do need to be doing, especially with people paying a premium for a lot of this stuff. I had an argument with somebody the other day, like, oh, well, Pokemon Go is free. How can you go and say that you want... Listen, with as much money as Pokemon Go has made, nobody should get on anyone's nerves for asking for anything. Okay? They didn't make that game for free. They didn't make it... They made it with the idea of people buying Pokecoins to buy different things. And it succeeded. People needed incubators. That's why it's so limited with how many you get. I mean, I don't remember the level where I stopped getting them, but I got like 3 at level 30. You got all the way to level 30. Hit level 30, I got 3 incubators. I've already blown them out. I've already used them. I got 3 of those. I got 3 lucky eggs, 3 of the incense. To me, that's really not a lot for hitting level 30, because hitting level 30 is a hell of a grind. So one of the other things that has kind of popped up, and this I want everybody to take with a grain of salt, has to do with legendary monsters, not just Pokemon legendary monsters. People are saying that they found little bits of tidbits of information and code that leads them to believe that one of the parts of the December update have to do with legendary monsters. I kind of got a hard time believing that part, because I think it's too much. When you start to add everything up, right now it is November 28th. And they're saying it's December update. Now, they're not giving a specific date. I mean, hell, it could be December 1st or 30th. Who the hell knows? It could be New Year's. It could be Christmas Eve. But what you're trying to tell me is that all of these ridiculous amount of impactful additions are all going to be thrown into the same update. Makes absolutely no logical sense to me or business sense. Make sure you like and subscribe.